Dear President Juan Solé, dear Dean Mingo Olmos, dear Vice President Ms. Ortega, dear Mayor Trias, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to join you tonight in Barcelona, if only through a video message. On the occasion of the 20th anniversary of your telecommunication and information technology night, I will have the pleasure to visit your beautiful city next week on the occasion of the Mobile World Congress. We are witnessing a global shift towards a digital economy and a digital society. All sectors of our economy and all areas of life are increasingly affected by digitalization. And this trend is likely to intensify with the advent of the Internet of Things, with big data, and with cloud. This change holds huge positive potential, in particular for an internal market with 510 million consumers, our European Union. However, the reality is that Europe risks losing out in this global transformation towards the Internet economy. Because, so far, we have not yet made use of the size of our own market. In fact, we still cannot speak of a true digital single market in Europe, as long as we have the coexistence of 28 fragmented frameworks. Ladies and gentlemen, much is at stake for Europe. First of all, the future competitiveness of our industry, and with it, the future of our jobs, and ultimately our welfare. Therefore, my vision is the Europeanization of the digital single market. We must come to a digital union. Therefore, we need to break down national silos and barriers along national borders. In the digital world, the borders established at the Congress of Vienna, 1815, or at Yalta are not relevant. We must not be constrained by them. We therefore need to tackle regulatory fragmentation, for example, regarding e-commerce, such as security, data protection, legal uncertainty in applicable law and jurisdiction, taxation or liability rules. We need to look at territorial restrictions. This includes issues related to copyright and new means of discrimination in the online environment based on the use of technological solutions such as geo-blocking. We need to address the issue of dominant intermediaries and an oligopolistic structure in the Internet. Take online marketplaces or search engines. And we need to overcome the lack of interoperability, for example, as regards cloud computing, online and mobile payments, or Internet of Things. We also must remove impediments to e-commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, if the Commission and Member States get the work done, the impact on growth will be remarkable. A recent study estimates that a full digital single market would yield 340 billion euro in additional economic activity per year until 2020. My vision for this digital single market, for a digital union, is to make Europe a world leader in information and communication technology. But just as importantly, my vision is also to make Europe a leader in the Internet of Things, in big data, and in Industry 4.0, as we call it in Germany. Because we are now at a particularly interesting and momentous juncture. Europe has not been the winner in ICT and telecommunications in recent years. In fact, we have been failing behind in that competition. But now, with the digitalization of our industry, there is a new round in the global competition. And in this tournament, Europe can also bring to bear its industrial strength. Your region, Catalonia, is one of the regions in Europe with a strong industrial base and will therefore be able to contribute significantly to this challenge. I also come from a state with a strong industrial base, Baden-Württemberg. We are partners. There are many areas in Europe with similar features, such as Lombardy in Italy or Rhône-Alpes in France. The important thing is that we join forces in Europe to build the digital single market and thereby make Europe a much more attractive place for investment in the digital economy and society, and also a more attractive place to work and to live. To achieve this goal, we are working in several strands to build trust and confidence. Everybody should be in a position to have trust in online activities and be able to access services easily and with confidence cross-border. Europe should set a global standard here. We have to remove restrictions. Consumers should not be discriminated against in their online activities on basis of nationality, residence or localization. And we are working to ensure access and connectivity. We need to ensure investment in reasonable high speeds and bandwidth across the EU and everywhere in our European Union, also in rural areas. Today, a village without broadband is a dying village. To build the digital economy, we also must improve the educational infrastructure to strengthen the skills, without which the digital single market cannot succeed. And we are working to promote e-society. Citizens and businesses should benefit from e-government, from e-modernization, from e-solutions and e-services that are interlinked across our European Union. And last but not least, we must also strengthen digital innovation and research. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, Europe has gone from the position of a leader to that of a laggard in advanced digital networks. Up to 750 billion euro in GDP growth and as many as 5 million jobs in the economy of the EU are at risk by 2020 because of the lack of next generation network investments. European consumers and businesses experience slower connections, leading to less value and slower economic growth. Fast connectivity to the internet is a foundation of a modern digital economy and a key enabler of innovation. These trends must be turned around if Europe is to remain competitive and the global digital. Doing so requires a shift in gear. EU action for telecommunications has so far led to a number of improvements, notably a sound regulatory framework for electronic communications, promoting competition and consumer rights, promoting investment in broadband networks, supporting high-speed internet, and supporting wireless technologies such as 3G and LTE through the Radio Spectrum Policy Program, protecting mobile users from high roaming charges when traveling in the EU or internationally, and taking a leading role in international discussions on internet development and governments. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be much bolder and much more ambitious to break down national silos and advance to a digital single market that deserves the name. Ladies and gentlemen, Catalonia is well placed to reap the rewards of a truly digital single market. With 7.5 million inhabitants, 16% of the total Spanish population, it contributes 20% to Spanish GDP. And nearly 14.5 million foreign tourists visited Catalonia last year. And the resident foreign population is over 1 million people, mainly coming from other regions in Europe. Catalonia has 3,400 ICT companies, a quarter of all ICT companies in Spain, which generate 20% of the national turnover in the ICT sector. And almost 70% of ICT companies are located in the province of Barcelona, and these mainly have fewer than 50 employees and focus on providing ICT services and developing quality software. The high capacity, security, and reach of ICT infrastructure available in Barcelona and its metropolitan area have positioned the Catalan capital at the forefront of Mediterranean countries. These and other reasons have helped Barcelona get nominated as the world capital of mobile telephony until 2018. Barcelona is an important center for the creative industries. Strengths in design, including textile, industrial design, and architecture, and associations linked to smart cities. IT-based media, including software, television, radio, and advertising, also plays a powerful role. I therefore call on you, on all of you, to bring your expertise and deep knowledge of the IT and telecommunications sector and to support Europe's endeavor to build a robust digital single market. It's a crucial task to ensure our future competitiveness, growth, and prosperity. Thank you all and bon annit.